welcome to episode number 49 of The Evidence. This is your buddy Dave over at Mars X3D. And I've been busy digging into the archives, cleaning up some old images and getting them ready for you. And we've got some neat stuff this week. One thing that I think I've solved, it used to puzzle me, and some machine work, and you're going to see in just a minute. But I also want to give a shout out to guys like Alan and Richard, Joe, Carl, and all the rest of you who have been sending in images to me. Thank you so much. And I promise that I will get to every one of them. I'm working on them, but I've got quite a workload with these images, with the research that goes into it, and with pulling things from other colleagues and getting permissions. And there's a lot of work involved with this, and I'm delighted to have the material that you've sent me. Thank you so much. But you'll be seeing that in the next couple of weeks or so as I get them all pulled down and collated. Excuse me. Sometimes images don't work well for 3D, or the 3D information just isn't available. So here we go. Let's stop talking. Let's take a look at the archives this week, and I'll talk to you in a bit. Now, I gotta admit, back when I was just getting started, this one pretty much had me stumped. Take a look at the upper left inside the target area. Kinda looks like a saucer with lines trailing after it. Can you blame me for calling this one saucer ribbons? I mean, it looks like a small saucer, maybe a foot or two across, and trailing behind it what look like perfectly parallel ribbons extending 3 feet or so. What in the world is this? The saucer shape doesn't appear to be flying, or if it is, it's only an inch or so off the ground. And what are those ribbons all about? Now that I'm so incredibly old and wise, the answer immediately popped out at me when I revisited this one. Let's go back to the context view for a moment. You can see Curiosity's tire tracks over there on the left as they hit the soft sand. I believe that what we're looking at is as simple as that. The rover ran over a nicely symmetrical rock. At the same time, it dropped down between those 2 layers of stone right at the surface and made those nice, even, black impressions. The stone saucer is very evenly shaped, and the tire treads come off the back of it just right. Ta-da! An instant anomaly. Not. Score 1 for critical thinking. So, Oppie is rolling along the base of a hill and captures a nice 3D of the hilly terrain. I don't know if you can see anything unusual in the target box, but you will in just a moment. Well, look at that. What looks like a spur gear with a symmetrical axle or spindle coming out its left center. The axle seems to have a large knob on its end, and coincidentally, this happens to be the way spur gears are mounted. Surrounding the gear is what looks like a housing that has been split open and splayed. Note the Z-shaped lines to the right. Could that be the edge of the broken housing? And what about that white tube sticking straight out at us? Broken, corroded, battered by wind-blown sand, this artifact still retains its telltale non-fractal shape. This speaks of an ancient, industrialized civilization obliterated in Mars' global catastrophe. You know, some of Oppie's images are a little confusing. You see, the lenses on this mission have a 280mm separation between the PanCam lenses instead of the normal 54mm. That gives you what we call a hyper stereo view, which makes everything looks smaller, as if you had a giant head with your eyes 11 inches apart instead of the normal separation of, about 2 1/8 inches. I'm just guessing, but that dome-like object on the upper right is maybe 100 feet away. This object seems to be perfectly rounded, doesn't it? Those 4 circular openings are evenly spaced and seem to be the same size, and there's something in the center of at least 3 of them that's catching the sunlight. As you look around the area, you'll find lots of other suspicious-looking items as well. Let's go blurry on this one just to get a good, close look. Strange, isn't it? Now, I don't know if you agree with me, but this just doesn't seem natural to me. Look at all that debris just lying around. This is a great image for anomaly hunters. There's something for everyone here, but today we're going to go down to the very edge of the image, down there on the right. I've mentioned it before, but when something is smack on the edge of a picture, it makes the 3D kind of challenging to pull off, but I felt this one was worth the extra effort. I think this looks for all the world like a gigantic derringer, the small double-barreled pistol favored by riverboat gamblers, and of course my homeboy, Yancey Derringer, in his series of the same name. Of course, it's far too large to be a pocket pistol, but it seems clear to me this is made of machined material. The 2 barrels are clearly seen, 2 open pipes or cylinders that seem to be joined together along their respective lengths. Moving back toward the handle, we see a mechanism involving knobs and a mounting plate or 2. Where the trigger of the derringer would be located is a triangular plate, symmetrical in shape and of even thickness. The afternoon sunlight reflects off the point closest to us, seeming to indicate that it's made of metal, or at least something that reflects light like metal. In front of that are 2 rectangular plates partially buried in the sand. As you visually work your way around the derringer, you'll find all kinds of strange items. This is your perfect opportunity to extract them, process them, and present them. Once again, we have an obviously manufactured object which defies analysis. What was it? Was it a machine or a weapon? Hydraulic routing, perhaps? It's all just speculation for now. Well, there you have it. Hey, thanks for stopping by. If you liked anything you saw, it'd sure help me if you hit the like. That's the only pay I get around here. And I really appreciate everything you guys are doing, sending me all that great information. This is your buddy Dave, over Mars X3D. Be well.